Okay, everyone. Well, we can get started with this spaces. I think we have a good amount of people in here. More people are going to keep piling in. And so to start it off, as you can tell, there's several more speakers up here this space. Normally it's just myself and Nate. Um, and now we have a few more speakers, and these are team members, not the entire team behind ACYC, but people we've taken on recently and people we have also had on board before. We are here to provide more insight into who's working on ACYC, which we're very excited about because that is a constant question: is who is working on ACYC? What do they do at ACYC? Who's steering the ship? And so today's spaces is to sort of outline that a little better for you guys. We have a lot more information about that coming, including, a sort of team page with our website redesign. But we figured that this would be a good way to introduce the community to several members of the team, sort of figure out what we all do here for you guys, and yeah, and share that. So I'll start and say, having such a strong and big team on the back end has been very bullish for us this whole time. And, we haven't revealed who is working on what intentionally, but now we feel it's a good time to do so. So in doing that, we decided to bring on these members of the team. And I think we can start and have a few of them maybe say, what they do at ACYC, and speak to a few things. So I'm going to bring up, maybe let's start with Lexomis. Lexo, you're around.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, I hear you. Hear you great.
Great. I'm Lexomis. I am responsible for technical things on the team. So I work mainly in three areas. First, I work on any smart contracts that are needed across our various systems. Second, and then work with any other developers that are on that team, making sure that we have everything locked down, well tested, and ready to go. Secondly, I work on trader support, I call it. So that is making sure that we have appropriate systems in place to help anyone that is working on any individual trading systems. And then finally, I work on trading algorithms with the team across both sort of the technical expertise from computer technical, as well as technical expertise from the trading side of the house, and work on building algorithms such as Pan and Dion. Currently Pan and Dion, others that we have either in prototype or in ideation phase. So those are the three main things. And then lastly, I also work on any other sort of technical bits that are needed, such as the website stuff, and dashboards and reporting, emails, and domain services, kind of across the technical landscape. So those are the four main areas that I work on.
Great. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So Lexo, as we often call him, Lexo is a modest but massive brain. If anyone who was here knows that, the first night of ACYC, someone clogged our router intentionally. And, it was through the help of Lexo and many others that we were able to get that sorted. But, Lexo's always got a hand in everything technical happening here. He's extremely intelligent, extremely well versed, and extremely experienced in the space for all of those things. So, we Lexo is a massive brain, the massive technical mind, where maybe Nate or myself aren't as well versed. So that's what Lexo does. Maybe we can get RB up here to speak to more his place in ACYC now.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear, RB.
Well, nice to finally be able to speak. It's been it's been very exciting to be part of this team and to work with amazing people. So on my side, I help on research and growth. My background is in the venture capital sort of side of things, and I'm very excited to sort of work on making ACYC the biggest name in the DeFi space, whether that's in the native crypto sort of community and on the larger sort of in the larger ecosystem of the traditional finance side. So that's sort of my role in this. And like what Bog said, the team is absolutely world class, and we have no doubt in mind that we are building the single biggest DeFi platform out there. Well, DeFi 3.0 platform out there. So very excited to share with you guys a bit more of what I've been doing. But for now, it'll all be a little secret.
Right. Yeah. And again, I think everybody will be modest here, but RB is an amazing mind as far as, coming from a venture capitalist background and being able to work with larger entities about our deals and, the connections that we make on a larger, more professional scale. I think, so RB really fills in that role. And as we've always said, ACYC is so multifaceted. We have so many hands working on this with so much different experience in be it traditional finance or crypto finance, whatever it is. There's a lot going on behind the scenes to make something like this happen, to broker deals, all of that. And RB plays an integral role in the back end of all of that. So it's been great having him on board. Really helps to have more hands in the pot. And then recently we have brought on Clerk. And Clerk, we've brought on, he's been one of our biggest supporters since the beginning of ACYC. Many of you know him. Very, very great guy. And again, since the beginning, we've always been talking about, we're always looking to expand the team. We're always looking to introduce bigger minds. We're always looking to introduce, people who have more experience in this space. And Clerk is absolutely all of those things. And so, maybe we can get Clerk up to just speak a little on what we've, brought him up to do here at ACYC.
Yeah, thanks, Box. And hey, everyone, how is it going? I bet you guys are getting bored seeing Nate and Box, talking to each other every time. So I'm coming in to, shake things up. So like RB, I have also traditional finance background. I'm mainly involved with mergers and acquisitions and stuff for hospital group here. I think some of you guys might have known how I've been very vocal and very bullish on ACYC since day one. I think even at this point, I'm still one of the top holders, and I'm proud holding it, hodling it maybe. I think when Box and Nate came to me and wondering if I would help around with developing ACYC and bringing more faces in and helping around to boost the growth of ACYC, I'd be more than happy to do that. So yeah, I join in, and I have to say that I'm really glad that I could work with these Giga Brains and I have to say friends because I think we've been around a lot together in as Genesis Kong holder and NFT traders in general, and I've seen the inside of how the team works and deciding things up, organizing things, and being transparent and honest. So I have to say I'm in this for the long run, and I'm really proud to be part of such a great team and such a great vision. I wish I could help a lot with the growth of ACYC going forward. Thanks, guys.
Great. Yeah, we're really excited to have Clerk on now. We've brought Clerk on as a great, bridge between us and the community. We're always trying to communicate with the community, be very transparent, answer everything, all the questions you have. And, Clerk is one of the biggest members of our community as one of the larger holders. And given his experience and everything, we thought it would be extremely beneficial to have him on board. helping us out in the back end with all of those things. And so far, he's been absolutely wonderful. I'm sure anyone that knows Clerk already knows he's extremely experienced, and it adds to, he said the giga brains on the team, but Clerk is one of the giga brains on the team now. If you know Clerk, he has extensive experience in NFTs. Makes great buys, great calls, and so having also another brain working on that end of it, we always like to say, more brains, more power with ACYC. And so having more experienced NFT traders and token traders and community managers, all of these things serve to strengthen the extremely strong base that we've already built. So having Clerk on was really just a natural progression into, what we're talking about taking on more and more smart, well-versed people in the space. So it's been very exciting to have people in the back end, to bring Clerk on, RB over time. Having these people working on ACYC is really the backbone of what happens here. And there's several more people. ACYC is a finely tuned machine with a lot of people working on the back end. And so we figured we would introduce, this wheel on the machine, this cog here for you guys to start. But that's definitely not to say this is all those that are working on ACYC. So yeah, that's basically a brief summary of, everybody and what they do here. It's hard to sum that up in a space. There's a lot more. Everybody sort of has their hand everywhere. That's sort of the principle of what we're doing is, no one responsibility falls on one person's shoulders, and that adds to resiliency. Because when you have just a couple people working on a project, if one of them falls off and the ship can't keep afloat, that's not good. So, the whole principle of ACYC is that resiliency. So my role, to clarify a little better, myself, I really help on the managerial side of ACYC. And as many of you know, I'm restless. I never sleep. So I'm always there engaging with the community, communicating, with business partners, making those connections, sort of just doing the managerial side of things. I don't have the technical experience that Lexo does. I do have the trading experience, be it in tokens, be it in NFTs. I've been trading in crypto for several years now, 4 years or something like that. I, made all my money in the bear market. I thrive in the bear market. I love it. I live for it. So I'm very excited for the bear markets to come. So yeah, I provide my expertise with trading, be it in NFTs or tokens, but also I handle a lot on the managerial side. And yeah, so just to clarify that for anybody who's been wondering, yeah, so, I help steer the ship. Absolutely. If you couldn't already tell. So that kind of fills my role at ACYC. It's hard to speak to your own credits, but yeah, I help manage it, and it's been great. It's like I said, seeing this team come together and only grow and get larger and smarter has been very bullish on this end. There's a lot to manage, as it were, if you can imagine, running such a large enterprise and one that's only growing larger. There's a lot to be done as far as managerial stuff goes, and that's really where I fall in. So it's nice to clarify that for you guys. And maybe if Nate's here, I know he has a baby and it's hard, but if Nate's here, maybe he could speak a little more to what he does.
Hey, yo, I'm here. Yeah, sorry about this morning.
All good.
Yeah, so I'm Nate. I think some people here recognize me. I'm technically our chief strategy officer, and what that means is, whatever we want to do grand scale, I kind of am the brainstormer or somebody who helps put together the plan to execute. You can hear me, right?
Yeah,
Cool.
totally.
Yeah. So I'm like the one who puts together the plan to execute. So if we say we want a 10 mil treasury by the end of quarter one, it's easy to say, what you want, but it's a different story to strategize how you're going to.
Oh, we lost Nate for a second there.
What's up?
You back? Yeah, we lost you for a second there. You're back now.
Yeah, Vlog, did you say something?
Yeah, we lost you for a second, but you're back now.
Hello?
You hear? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Maybe Nate can't hear me.
did you lose me?
Yeah, we did. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, I hear you now.
Cool. Yeah.
Go for
So
it.
so Bog is kind of, I mean, he didn't, I don't know if he spoke as well as possible. Bog is like the relayer of everything. So, we know what we need to get done, and Bog's kind of like the dad who's there, who, you know, spreads the message from one child to another, or, keeps everything going together. So if we want 10 mil by the end of quarter one, I'm kind of the strategist that puts together a plan how we're going to get there. And it's not always just plan A, B, and C. It's plan A, B, and C for plan A, and plan A through Z for plan B. So I kind of put together strategies of how we're going to get there. And same thing with how we spend our funds. I think the difference between us and a few other farming as a service, you know, projects in this space is we don't all just come from a DeFi background. For me personally, I come from a trading background over the last 5 years, an NFT background for the last year. And so I kind of have a good read on all the different markets. And so, if you were here on our Christmas Day space, I was saying that I think an NFT bull is, right around the corner. And so we're going to allocate funds for the NFT bull. And that's what we did. And the bull came. And I think the bull's still here. And it's easy to get lost in the sauce while everything's going up. And that's why when we were making our purchases for the NFTs we're going to buy and hold, or the NFTs we're going to buy and flip, I'm kind of the strategist who says, okay, these are the time frames. This is what it looks like. Hold till then, sell at this point. And in the last space, we leaked that we're doing an NFT collection. It's not just going to be a profile pic collection. It's going to be, vaguely speaking, a way to get access to ACYC earnings and alpha and some of the things that the rest of our amazing devs have been putting together to help people trade better. It's not an algorithm, but it's more or less some tools to get a better read on the market. Some of the things that we use daily. And so it'll be one, a good fund raising round for us, and two, a good way for people who don't already hold ACYC or people who already hold ACYC to get even more exposure to earnings and more exposure to future long-term success. So yeah, like I said, more or less the strategy officer here. We come up with what we want to do, and I help brainstorm for it. But that's not to take away from everybody else here. There's even more people who aren't on the stage that we'll bring up on a future space who have massive gigabrains. There's so much going on in this space that, I could attest. I mean, I think I have a good ear to the ground. There's so much going on in the crypto space that is literally blowing up as we speak, and none of us have heard of it. And I didn't know about it until, I have these other gigabrains pointing us in these directions. And so we're actually focusing on those areas now. But there are so many people here who are contributing to our success. And if you ever feel like there's that one friend you have who, everything he buys in NFTs or everything he buys in crypto is moons, we have those friends, and we're talking to those friends, and those friends aren't up here. Clerk, you're up here, and I would say you're one of those people. But we have those people whispering in our ears, and we're so grateful that we have, all the people here that we do. And would like to get our chief farmer up here, Pennybags, in the near future to speak on exactly what he's doing, because he's absolutely slaying it. I think he's sitting at a current 200% APY, which for farming such a large amount that he's farming right now, that's amazing. So I'll pass the mic back to Boggartt, but that's in brief what I'm here to do and what I do comparatively.
Sweet. Yeah. So, where Nate is the chief strategy officer, you could call me the chief operating officer. I help take all of Nate's ideas or anyone else's ideas, and I help with the, development and execution of those types of things. And so, Nate has been invaluable. Anybody who's been following Nate in the space knows that, he is one of the most effective emotionless traders when it comes to tokens, NFTs, whatever it is. So having his insights for our traders and for our positions is just totally invaluable. And I think that really speaks to the strength of ACYC is, there's strength in numbers, and you're only as strong as your weakest link. And ACYC doesn't have a weakest link. We're all just ironclad strong links. And so the chain that we've created is just absolutely powerful and can't be replicated. You can't replicate Clerk. You can't replicate RB or Lexo or Nate or myself or anyone else on the team. What we're doing is unique. And as Nate said, where many of us don't have a traditional DeFi background, we lean into the strengths and the backgrounds that we do have. Leveraging that to create a diversified risk-adjusted portfolio and risk-adjusted trading strategies is what's going to give us, the resiliency that a protocol needs in a bear market, to maintain. So where some other protocol might only focus on one avenue of, generating capital, anyone who's in the space knows that it's not always only up for any one single, method for generating wealth. So we use, trading strategies, we use trading algorithms, we use NFTs, we use DeFi yield farming, all as a hedge against each other and a way to weather, coming markets. So, as Nate also touched on, right now, Penny, our farmer, he's working with over 200% APY. He has open calls. He has, yield farming positions like providing liquidity. He has all sorts of strategies that we outlined in our first farming medium, but he's been extremely successful. I know he had a bunch of shorts on Ethereum that have been printing. As many of you know, the Ethereum crypto market largely is down right now, a lot of blood, but that's good for our NFTs. That's why ACYC has
that was really a sick call, by Penny.
Yeah. You there, Clerk?
Yeah, that was really sick call by Penny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know Clerk has been helping us with the NFTs, with the NFT side of things, as well, making those calls. I think we picked up some Cool Man, which I know Clerk was bullish on. So having people like Clerk involved, people that many of you already know and follow in the space, is very experienced advisors and traders. It just serves to strengthen ACYC. So yeah, I mean, bringing Penny on was one for the farming side of things. As Clerk said, it was a sweet call, really great call. He had those shorts open, and so that's really what the team here does. For some small updates, we want to keep the space short, focused. As Nate said, we have Penny yielding pretty heavily. His shorts are printing mega, for lack of a better word. We're expanding and evolving Pan even further, working on some really good stuff to bring Pan, really elevate Pan to even the next level. Pan has been very successful. We're working on what to bring Pan. And then I guess after that, like Nate said, he touched on, the NFT collection that's not going to be the profile picture project. That's going to be giving exposure to ACYC through a different avenue. We're really excited to give more details on that. We won't speak to it too much. Got to keep some of it, on the back end, close to the breast, as I like to say. But it'll be very exciting for anybody who wants to get more exposure to ACYC through a different avenue. And then, it's just having such a strong and diverse team is just serving to strengthen ACYC, and we're really excited about it. We're really excited about farming as a service in general in 2022. This is a new, burgeoning field. It's very exciting to see it come together, and I think the teams that have really strong core members are going to be the ones that prove their resiliency through all market conditions. Because it's easy. Anyone who's been here for the past year knows it's easy to be a successful trader, and everybody thinks that they're the smartest in the space, because basically it's hard to lose money in some of these markets. You could throw Ethereum at 10 things, and odds are eight out of 10 of them are going to print money. And so everybody thinks they're an expert trader, but we actually have the expert traders here. We're trading, we're prepared for the bear market. I'm personally more than enthused about it. We're really excited to be yielding in all market conditions, as we always like to say, and just see farming as a service develop overall. You know, a lot of these, there are a few of these protocols that have emerged, and we're really bullish just on the space as a whole. We've always said since the beginning, you know, the marker of a good space is a good and successful space or technology or protocol is there's going to be, you know, several movers in the space, and that's bullish. You know, the more farming as a service protocols that there are, the more it serves to validate everything that, you know, we're all doing. So, you know, mutual success is a good thing. We're really excited just about farming as a service. We're really excited about the market where it is. I'm personally excited about the current movement and price action of Ethereum and Bitcoin and even ACYC as it is. You know, we've always said our organic marketing up to recently has, you know, gave us a really resilient base, but it also means that we're, you know, more subject to market conditions as a whole. So Bitcoin, Ethereum goes down, you know, people like to cut their winners, and that's totally fine. You know, sales, you know, they feed the treasury. So if we run up real high and then come right back down, that's great for us. That's great for the protocol. That's great for any long-term holders. And I think all of the people in our community, which is super strong, and we're bringing on even more members of the community to help out just on the community side of things. I mean, all the members of the community know they're in it for the long run as well with us, and we're in it for the long run. And so those short-term price action, you know, it serves to feed the treasury, and it's bullish for us as a whole. Lets us reflect even harder later. So that's really that's really what we can say for this space is, you know, if anybody else wants to say anything, Nate, maybe.
Yeah, I could touch up on one more thing too. So as Boggartt said, organic marketing has kind of been the key to what we've been doing thus far. We've done some inorganic marketing as of recently, but to break it down for those who aren't completely aware of the current structure of farming as a service protocols, I want to speak as if those listening have no idea on how this works in terms of treasuries building and et cetera, et cetera. So the current structure for farming as a service protocols is usually a 10 to 12% sales tax and buy tax. So when somebody buys the token on the market, there's a 10 to 12% tax, and typically 5 to 10% of that is reflected to holders. So if somebody spends 100K, 10K of that is reflected across all the holders previously. And it could be as much as 10% or as low as 5%. And some of the rest of the buy tax might go to the treasury. So if someone spends 100K, realistically 5K might be spread out to holders and 5K might go to the treasury. And then if somebody sells the token, there's another 10 or 12% sale tax. And so they might do like 5% reflections to holders. So 5% of that sale goes spread out amongst all the holders, and 5% of the sale goes to the treasury. And so as of right now, there are other farming as a service protocols, and I would personally say that they're doing pretty good. I'm impressed with what they're doing. I'm more impressed with us, but I'm impressed with what the other farming as a service protocols are doing. But as of right now, our volume comparatively to some of the other providers is, not as insane. Some of them might get 3 to 5 mil volume a day. So they're taking in roughly 150 to 300K into the treasury every day. Whereas we're kind of more around the 500K volume a day. So we're taking about roughly 25 to 50K into our treasury every day. And not disappointed in that at all, because our treasury is building from the things that we're doing at the time, comparatively. Because if you look at the other treasuries, it might say, oh, up 5% today or up 10% today, but it's not due to farming efforts. It's more or less due to just volume and trading. And that kind of takes away from the farming as a service, system as a whole. Is, you think that the treasury is going up because the farming is going well or the strategies are successful, but in reality, it's more or less just from the sales volume tax. Whereas for us, we put in about 100 Ethereum into our NFT fund about a week ago, and currently we've realized profits of 52 to 55 Ethereum at 100. So 55 Ethereum in a week, which is roughly at this point after Ethereum dipped about 170K. And that's just in realized profits. We still have a massive NFT holding. If you're in NFTs, you probably have the same, mindset that that little run up we just had isn't the full shebang. I personally think that we have until mid-February and February before taxes need realized and paid in March. So I still think we have about a month left, and we have been building out some of our positions. You can go into our NFT wallet and see the ones we've been building out. I believe Artbox hasn't had a run yet, and Artbox always has a run. So get ready for the euphoric Artbox experience. We're still holding that for about a month or two until whenever they go bang. And then, like I said, penny bags. For those who don't know, who didn't read the last Medium article, penny bags app opened a massive short on Ethereum around 3,900, and so Ethereum is down way more than 3,900, and so he is up massively on that short. Just Pan, we haven't really shared any exact results of Pan. Pan is printing money weekly. Pan is free money for us. And in short, for what Pan does, for those who don't know, I know we're having a space in a different time zone for the first time. Pan is our algorithm that snipes new listings. So if a new token is listed on Uniswap or a new token is created, Pan goes through the contract and decides whether or not it's a good buy, amongst other indicators that we won't mention. And so Pan is our algorithm that turns the penny into a dollar. So Pan will put a low amount of Ethereum into something, and we'll sell it like 10 to 500, 700x. I think our largest win to date is about 780 to 850x, which is a massive return. So our entire system right now is absolutely printing money. And Dion is our dip fund. So Dion looks for new and trending tokens, or not even new. They don't have to be new. Just anything that's been going parabolic over the last week or two. And if it dips 30 to 50% in an hour or 2 hours, Dion starts executing buys. So we could be asleep and Dion could be buying. That's kind of the whole premise too. I know everybody has had that token that they follow where they go to bed or they go out to dinner and it dips 30 50% and they say, oh, I wish I bought it. Dion, they're buying that, and Dion is also selling that on the rip. So buy the dip, sell the rip. Pretty much all of our profit strategies are coming to fruition. Our treasury is building strictly from those. And as the chief strategy officer, I've been talking with Boggs and the rest of the team, and we have many ideas for even more organic marketing that will be even crazier than what we've done before. It's not hard to catch the attention of millions when you're actually trying to catch the attention of millions. We're in a very choppy, frothy area in crypto in general. Ethereum and Bitcoin can't seem to bust. Ethereum can't seem to hold above 4K, and Bitcoin can't seem to touch 50K. And all we'd be doing right now by welcoming in hundreds and hundreds of people would be welcoming in uncertain investors into a new project. And so currently, our core community is super strong. Our core community has seen the successes throughout the life cycle of our project. And so they're holding strong, they're buying the dips, and they're reflecting all the way along. But when the time is right, and I believe the time is right pretty much now, in my personal opinion, this dip that we just saw is one of the last shakeouts before we absolutely moon before tax season. So, you might see Ethereum and Bitcoin absolutely tank over the next 2 days. And if you do, it should be for a very short period of time. That's called stop loss hunting, where anybody who is extremely long or takes out leverage, which a lot of degens do. Some degens trade shitcoins, other degens use leverage. So people who are over leveraged and people who are overly bullish might get shaken out and lose some money. But to close a short position, you have to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum. So don't expect the price to tank forever. And I personally expect a massive reverse to lead into our blow off top that we're all waiting for over the next few months. So in short, we're going to be welcoming a lot of new community members soon. Our strategies are working as expected, and super freaking bullish on ACYC.
Yeah, that's great. I think Nate did a great job summing that up, touching more, on how we diversify and prepare for these types of markets, and sort of highlighting, the differences between us and other protocols. I think, as I said, we're bullish on the space as a whole and what everyone is doing, but we're especially bullish on what we're doing. We're especially bullish on our trading strategies and the success that we've had. Nate makes it seem so modest, but our 100 ETH to 150 plus ETH realized profits, notwithstanding, the amazing collection that we've built for ACYC, is extremely considerable for, the short week or so that Atlas, our NFT branch, has been running. Anyone in the space knows that those are significant gains, and it provides ACYC with a way to generate capital in a much quicker way. Yield farming is stable and consistent, and it's the backbone of something like this. It's where all of those funds that we make in other avenues go to be leveraged further. But you also know that getting a stable 0.5% to 1% return is very good daily in yield farming, and throwing 100 ETH in there is going to be a very slow grind to build that capital. But taking 100 ETH and having expert traders look at tokens and NFTs and in a week take that to 150 ETH is extremely significant, and just a testament to the strength of our system and the protocol that we're building. And again, all of that gets leveraged by those profits going to the yield farming, because as we always say, our end goal is 100, not even our end goal, just one of our big goalposts is $100 million in the Treasury yielding 250 to 500,000 a day, being able to reflect that daily to holders. That's our goal, and first we're going to hit 10 million in Q1. We're very on track. We have great ideas. Nate is an amazing strategist. So we have great ideas for that. We feel very confident we're hitting all of our internal goals. We're actually blowing past them much quicker than we could have hoped. And so, yeah, things are going really well. Temporary price action is and has never been a concern for us, isn't now. We're very happy with where the price is. We love the movement. We love the ups. We love the downs. We love the sideways movement, just like in the larger crypto markets. So yeah, that's sort of to sum up what everybody does here behind the scenes and where we feel things are. And I think if we want, let's take some questions if anybody has any. This might be a good time for some of you to ask some more pointed questions, get some more pointed answers potentially. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to raise your hand and we'll bring you up as a speaker. Otherwise, we can wrap this up. Sweet. Well, if there's no questions, it's going to be nice and easy for us here. We are happy to answer questions. We have Lexo on who can answer some more of the technical questions if people have had them. RB for the managerial, Clerk, Clerk and Nate for the NFTs. So if anybody wants to come ask a question, raise your hand. Otherwise, we will wrap the space up and we will be in the Discord per usual. Okay. We got one. I don't know. Abasi might have a question. I'm adding you, Abasi. Let's see. And the champ. Okay, we got a few now. We got a few raising their hands.
Cybercon gang.
All right, hey.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah. Good morning.
Hey, so I've been looking up the ACY Capital. I just had a question. So basically, we're just buying into the coin, and then you guys, whatever you guys earn goes back towards the value of the coin, and that's how we get, partake in the profits.
Okay, yeah, so I can give you a basic general idea of the structure of it. So, somebody purchases ACYC tokens, and on the purchasing side, that tax gets reflected to current holders. So anyone holding ACYC benefits from every single subsequent purchase of ACYC on the market. So that's the first way that you earn. But the next way that you earn by holding ACYC is we take our treasury and we invest it. And as I said, we invest in NFTs, we invest in token trading, we have algorithms sniping new tokens. We have algorithms looking for dips in other tokens. We have, DeFi yield farming providing consistent returns on large amounts of capital. And then what we do is we take those profits and we market purchase ACYC tokens ourselves. And then what we do is our contract enables us to take all of those market purchase tokens and manually distribute them entirely to everybody. So if we had $100,000 of profits we wanted to distribute, we would buy that amount at market and we would distribute all of those tokens to holders. And you don't have to stake, you don't have to claim, it just, your balance just increases. So you as a holder directly benefit from, the profits of our protocol through those manual disbursements.
Got you. So the disbursements happening to holder are manual, right?
Yeah. So there's the volume-based disbursements, which are, those are just automatic, with every single transaction. But then the manual reflections are exactly that. They're manual, and we time those to most effectively maximize the amount of tokens we're able to return. So instead of doing that on a fixed schedule, which would A, let us be front run, and B, not be optimal for, how much we can reflect, instead we, strategize and purchase tokens for the Treasury at, great moments. We wait for our own dips and we buy those dips so that we can build, we can take 50,000 dollars and we can get a lot more ACYC for that than if we would just randomly choose when to buy tokens and reflect.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you for the question. And hopefully that provides clarity to some of you other listeners from other time zones if you're wondering. And I'll bring on now the champ. Let's see, the champ. All right, you're live, champ.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you well.
Awesome. I was just thinking about the Patnut NFT collection, and if you have made any consideration about the mint price, because there might be a lot of incentive for ACYC holders to don't really care if it's a, let's say, medium high mint price, because we know that it will benefit us all who at least are holding ACYC. So have you made any thoughts about what the mint price will be, and collection size and whatsoever?
Yeah, we have put in a good deal of thought to that. It's still undecided as of yet. For the Patnut collection, it's not going to be anything crazy. As we've hinted, there is another collection that isn't a profile picture project that we'll be doing that should generate good amounts of capital for the community, for the Treasury building. But as far as the Patnut goes, we think that collection will be, somewhere around 0.06996 or so, with maybe a supply of 7,777, but all of those numbers are, they're up in the air. And the idea is that'll give, that collection will give exposure to ACYC. And as you mentioned, the profits of which just go to fueling the Treasury for the community and for those manual reflections. So yeah, we're excited to be bringing that on.
Okay, so just to fully understand that there will be a Patnut profile picture collection, and then another one that Nate just talked about with different alpha channels and whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly. So that's going to be more structured to sort of being able to provide people with the same tools that we use, or that larger groups use, like us, to really find our own alpha. And it's something different than any other alpha channel I've ever seen. It's not going to be somewhere where you come in and you're waiting for somebody to give you a call on the next big thing, but it's more it's more in line with what we do at ACYC, which is using all available tools in the market to sort of have a finger on the pulse, know what's going on, and know where those best investments are. So we're really excited to provide more details. I won't go in too deep, but yeah, there will be another collection, and that'll have significant value for the holders through that, and also provide significant value to the ACYC protocol as a whole.
Awesome. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Thank you for another great Spaces.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for coming up. And I see we have some other people that have requested to speak. Monsieur Fractal, I'm going to bring you up. I saw your hand first. Let's see. All right, you're live, monsieur. If you're still there, feel free to ask any questions you got, buddy.
Cool. Hey guys, how you going? Huge fan of everyone on the call and of the project generally. Big shout out to Clerk. He got me in on his Twitter promotion, so bought my first chunk of ACYC because of Clerk. So thanks for that. I just had a couple questions. One was, how much visibility will we have to the underlying assets on, like, say, a day-to-day basis? Will it be high level, like to say 20% of the treasuries and NFTs, or will it be detailed to say 5% is in a specific collection? The other question I had was, in terms of the yield farming, have you given much thought to taking insurance out for some of these protocols? I just saw recently on a protocol I was looking at, Anchor Protocol, that you can actually insure your funds that are with the protocol in the case of like a smart contract failure or a hacking. So yeah, interested to hear whether you're kind of contemplating insurance for any of the yield farming.
Sweet, yeah. Thank you for the questions. I'm glad you're on board. Glad you got yourself some ACYC. So as far as the visibility to the assets go, right now on our dashboard, if you go to acy.capital, you can see basically our entire treasury balance, and it is 98% accurate. Some of those balances, especially on the farming end with the call options and things like that, those have to be hard coded and updated. We are working on a website redesign where I would love for there to be a clearer way to see, like you mentioned, an X% is here in our Atlas fund for NFTs, X% is allocated here. As of now, you can just go and see the dollar figures of, what branch of ACYC has what. But there will absolutely be more clarity for that moving forward with the redesign of our website, which we're very excited about. The website redesign has been going extremely well. Going to package ACYC in a very clear, concise way where you can come and see those things that you're talking about very easily. As far as your second question with insurance for protocols, so part of our farming strategy is, it's not just one strategy. We have several farmers, and we have some doing more degen, very high risk farming, and then Penny is doing farming on several protocols. And so I think the resiliency that we thrive for is in the diversity of the protocols that we use and employ to yield capital. So if one protocol fails, we're farming in several places. We're yielding in many different ways, and that's always constantly changing. So insurance is something we'd absolutely look at, especially as the Treasury grows and we want to have $100 million yielding 0.5% a day. That's going to be a more consistent allocation than maybe we have now as we're building the Treasury. But for now, there's strength in the diversity of the protocol and all the different avenues we're using to generate capital, sort of add to that resiliency during this growth period. So, yeah.
Awesome, man. Thanks very much. And yeah, cheers, guys. Good luck. Can't wait to follow it.
Thank you, Yo, and welcome again. Okay.
Box, can I add one thing? Just if folks have ideas for what they would like to see on the dashboard from a reporting perspective, please feel free in the ideas and suggestions to drop there. Now's a really good time to give us feedback in terms of what you would like to see around reporting. As we said in many spaces, there's a little bit of a tension here. For example, Pan is completely opaque, and that's because Pan is a very fast-moving bot where front running is a huge concern, whereas our Atlas NFT collection is currently completely transparent because the concern levels around front running are just very, very different between those two trading strategies, and so despite that concern, wherever that tension exists, we want to lean into transparency, but in a way that folks can consume it, because there's a lot of ways to consume information, and particularly because we have a very diversified strategy across a number of prongs here. However, if folks have ideas for how they would like that information to be presented to them in a consistent and coherent manner, now would be a great time to provide us feedback. So welcome community's input there.
Yeah, great. I'm glad Lexo touched on that because yeah, we are doing the full rebuild of the site, and we always want to use community input to inform our decisions. As many of you know, we're always communicating with you guys. We're always bouncing ideas off of you guys. We're always receiving and responding to your feedback, and so this is a great period of time to be providing that feedback on the website side of things. So we do have a ideas and suggestions channel in our public Discord. Which the link of that is in the ACYC description on Twitter. So head there, drop us comments and suggestions, ideas, whatever it is. Yeah, and so we'll take some more questions. I think this is a good time for it. Let's bring up Rich Pepsi. Sweet, Rich. You're live.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, hear you great.
Cool. I wanted to ask, I think the Alpha Pass is a really good idea and everything. The Discord's full of Alpha for people who want to contribute more to the Treasury and so on. My question was, why is releasing a separate NFT collection to give access better or preferable to you rather than just, for example, making it like a 2 billion token reward or a 5 billion token reward or something, or like however amount?
Right. So something we've been hinting at, teasing at, is, rewards for a greater token amount for the people who have reached, maybe 1 or several billion. And that will be operating in tandem with this upcoming collection. We can't commit to anything now, but having equal or similar rewards for holders of X amount of tokens versus owning this new collection, there's definitely going to be crossover there. So you're picking up on what we're putting down, basically.
Okay, cool. Cool project. Everything's really great. Very bullish on the team. Good job, guys.
Thank you very much, Rich. Okay, let's bring up a couple more people. I saw Carlos first. I see Carlos, Mo, Crypto Hill. Let's see. All right, Carlos, you are live, my friend.
Hey, hello, folks. I just heard about the project today, actually, and I just tuned in just a moment ago, so a little late here. Just wondering, has there been any, as you know, the DeFi space is pretty saturated, and one of the things that I do is look at quickly glancing to get an idea is APY or APR, and I don't know if there was any mention of that during this space.
Right. So giving a fixed number for APY or APR is really hard with this because as the protocol functions, the returns that holders are getting are A, based on volume, and B, based on the amount of our treasury that gets distributed through time. And so we've only been around for a month, and so we're hesitant to give hard figures with that. But what we can say is, yielding, 0.5% a day to 1% a day compounded, averaged over the year can be anywhere between, 500 to 3,800% returns. And so, that's the target window that we would like to be in. Anyone who's been holding since day one, I think it's about an average, if you divide it over the course of that month, of, somewhere around 0.5% a day. Obviously, there are some days where you might get 0.1% returns and reflections because volume is low and we haven't manually reflected. And then there are other days where you get, 1+% returned a day because we reflected a giant blast and there was more volume. So it's very variable, but yeah, the window we'd like to be targeting is somewhere between 500 and 3,800% a year.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for that. And understanding how the profits are shared. So I understand that you purchase on the market, and that I guess will be reflected on the price for the holders. And then are there other monies that are or coins that are airdropped?
Right. So we actually can take those tokens. We purchase our own ACYC token, as you say, which is great for the price. But then we can actually take those purchased ACYC tokens, and we're able to distribute them to everybody with one transaction. So we don't have to spend a bunch of gas sending tokens to everybody. The way that our contract is built, it allows us to take, as many tokens as we want, be it 100,000 or $1 million, and we can distribute that evenly to everybody, everybody holding ACYC. And we've actually, in the first month, already distributed over $800,000 worth of ACYC tokens to holders manually through that avenue, notwithstanding volume-based reflections. So yeah, that's how we do it.
Right, and I understand that's not announced, but is it once a week or?
Right. So so I was touching on that before a little bit. With time, it'll increase with quantity and frequency. Right now, our goal is, every decision we make is this going to make our holders reflect harder? And and that means, if we have $2 million in the treasury, or if we make 50 ETH in profit on our NFTs, we could reflect that. But we could also leverage that further to, extend the horizon, but also provide larger gains down the road. So there's not a schedule with which we do that. We're sort of always accumulating ACYC tokens at market with profits. And then the points at which we distribute that, and do that are purely strategic. So, there will be more consistency, more frequency, and more quantity with time. As of right now, it's more not random, it's strategic, but on the receiving end, it might seem inconsistent or random, but we've already done over 800,000 and it's been 30 days or so. Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. Yeah, that's all I had.
Thank you. Yeah, no, really appreciate the questions.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Let's see. I did see Hillcore. I think right before we'll do Hillcore, we'll do Crypto, Degen, and we'll do Mo. So let's bring on Hillcore. All right, Hillcore, you should be live here, buddy. If you have any questions.
Can you hear me?
Yep, hear you well now.
Yeah, I don't have any questions. I just want to say you guys are doing an awesome job. You guys picking up some of these guys I follow on Twitter, like Clerk and whatnot. Amazing guys. I've been following you guys ever since I joined the CyberCongs, and everything about what you guys are doing is great. This whole NFT thing with Nate is amazing. I'm even following that really close, picking up a lot of what you guys are picking up, making money in that way. So everything you guys are doing are putting money in my pocket, food on my table for my family and whatnot. It's great. I'm super happy to be here. I'm going to hold strong, and yeah, I'm just very happy to be here, and thanks for all you guys' hard work, and it's much appreciated, and you guys are doing amazing things. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, we really appreciate it. It is a constant grind, and we're happy to bring more of the team forward so you can see who else is suffering sleepless nights, pushing ACYC to the next level. So thank you so much for supporting ACYC and being bullish on what we do. And I think we'll take these last two questions here from Mo, or comments. Mo and Crypto Degen here. I will bring up Mo.
Yo, just wanted to throw in one more thing about the NFT collection. NFT collection is kind of like open, like everybody can see what we're buying NFT wise. A lot of them have been profitable. And if they aren't profitable, there's a couple that basically, in short, everything's been bought with a timeline in mind. So something might go down and then we expect it to go up later. And you'll notice there are certain things that we're buying and then later on buying even more and even more. So I think our NFT collection, or what we've been accumulating so far, is all medium to long-term winners. Some of them are short-term winners, and those ones have been listed and flipped already. So yeah, like I do encourage people to look at what we're accumulating if you're new to NFTs, or if you just want, I know a lot of people follow my personal wallet, and I'm not trading for my personal wallet as much anymore. And so if you do want insights onto what I'm looking at, or what I'm being pointed, what direction I'm being pointed in, feel free to look at what we're accumulating. And then keep in mind, do your own research and decide whether or not you think it's a good buy for you as well. And if you're not really risk intolerant, or you don't are not used to buying and holding for months, I really wouldn't look at the art blocks. Art blocks are, in my opinion, a calculated bet that they will be euphoric and collected by the masses again at some point in the near future. And if that is true, and if they are, accumulated like they used to be, we should see like 10 to 20 X's on a lot of the collections we've been buying. But if they aren't, that's fine. Like I said, we have about 50 Ethereum in profit in the last week. And, the best thing to do with your profit is one, secure it, and two, and reinvest it and compound it. So if we made 50 Ethereum and put 5 to 10 Ethereum in very high risk, high risk, high return bets like art blocks, that's what we're going to do. And if that 10 Ethereum, then 10 to 20 X's and goes to 100 to 200 Ethereum of art blocks, that's the goal. If it goes down to zero, which at these prices for some of the collections we're buying, I don't see how it's possible, or we're pretty much already buying at zero. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at what we're buying. And also, if you want inspiration, feel free to look through too. And don't go absolutely insane on any one thing. We have a very, very, very diverse portfolio of NFTs thus far, and it's still being built out. The plan is to spend most of the 50 Ethereum that we've realized the profits on some of these medium to longer term bets. Mainly art blocks. Art blocks has suffered the biggest hit out of everything, and every single time that a VC or a big traditional investor gets into crypto, not crypto, NFTs or crypto in general, the formula thus far has been start with punks and then move your way into art blocks. And for a long period of time, like we're talking weeks and weeks, art blocks curated was the number one highest, or number one to number three highest volume collection on OpenSea. And right now they're sitting at about the 40th highest volume. They literally have pudgy penguins 5xing their volume. So I think that'll be corrected in the medium term, whether that be a month or 3 months. But we're going to hold them until they 10 to 20x, or we're just going to hold them in general because it's too great of a risk to return to not buy and hold some of the collections we're buying and holding. Like I said, just keep in mind what you're looking at. Don't just blindly, and feel free to grab any inspiration that you want.
Sweet, yeah. And as as Nate always touches on, we're not a DAO. We're not here to just amass things. We're here to make profit. We're profit maximalists. Everything we buy, it's strategic. It has a timeline, and it has a price target. So yeah, that's how that works. And we'll take the last two questions here, I think, or three. It looks like Mo, we'll get you up first.
Hey, what's up? How you guys doing?
Mo. Yeah, hey. Good. Thanks.
Absolutely. Thanks for holding this space this early in the morning. I know there's a lot of people tuned in new for the first time. So I just kind of wanted to say, I know we've discussed a lot here on this call, but there's a lot that we've accomplished over the past couple of weeks. One being that, the trading bot, Dion and Pan, we have two different algorithmic trading bots, one that buys the dip and another that invests in small market cap coins early. So like the meme coins or things of that nature. And there was returns that we saw like 750%, which is kind of crazy. So maybe some of you that are new don't know about that. The bots are doing that for us. That's why I personally invested in ACYC, that I don't have to, understand everything that's happening. And over the course of time, we'll make money. So that's one thing. Also, it's important for us as a community to tweet and retweet. And when we retweet, I know sometimes we put reflecting. I think it's a good idea if we also include hashtags, because the algorithm, how it works on Twitter, and include hashtags like ACYC, Altcoins Yield Capital, and the $ ACYC. So that's also important. Also, for those of you that are new, we have a YouTube page. You guys can follow the YouTube page and listen to all the recordings that we've had previously if you've missed it. And what else? That's pretty much it. Oh, yeah, I wanted to ask you a question, Boggartt. So on the 10% on the buy side, the tax, right? Does the Treasury also make money on that also?
No, actually. So the way that our tax structure is set up, it's a big brain bet on ourselves, because if we took, let's say, if that 10% went to the Treasury, then on a 10 ETH buy, we would get 1 ETH, right? And that's fine. But with the way that we have it structured to be funding the Treasury on the sale side, we're betting on the price going up in the long term, as we have confidence in ourselves, and we know that our system, it doesn't require outside intervention as we start to repurchase our own tokens from profits. So that 10 ETH that somebody invested, once it's 30 ETH and they sell it, then we get 3. Or once that 10 ETH that they put in is 100 ETH and they sell it, then we get 10 ETH. So to take taxes into the Treasury on the sale side is just a bullish big brain bet on ourselves and the protocol. And we feel very happy with that structure. So, and it also benefits the holders a lot more. You know, we're very excited to say, you know, everyone purchasing ACYC is helping out every other holder of ACYC. Even if you're purchasing more, you're helping yourself, you know, and everyone else. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Mo has been a very strong member of the community. We're always looking for members like Mo to, you know, be active, be responsive, and, you know, find a place and a special role within the whole enterprise. So yeah, Mo's been great.
Also wanted to just clarify on one thing. I maybe you misspoke in the moment. It was a 750x, not 750%. Which would be like, yeah, no problem. I didn't want people thinking we were getting excited about 750%, because I think it would be 750,000%, which is
or 75,000, something like that. Yeah.
No, it's
750,000. Yeah.
Yeah, 750. Or no, yeah, maybe it's 75. Early brain. You're right. 75,000%.
Yeah, I think what you guys are doing is extremely unique. And honestly, like what you said earlier, some people are just doing one aspect of it and you're doing all of it at the same time. That's why I think it's important to remind people of what we have going on, for those that weren't here in the earlier spaces, to know that there was, you know, this 750x gain and what these trading algorithms actually do. But you guys can go to the YouTube and listen to the spaces that have happened previously and learn a lot about what's going on. Also join the Discord.
Sweet. Yeah. Thank you, Mo. Those are all great points. And I think we'll just take on, it looks like the only last hand, we'll take on Crypto Degen. We don't want to get this spaces way too long. It's been a nice long one for everybody. We're obviously very bullish and happy to introduce the team. And happy to take questions. So yeah. Oh yeah. And I see again, boring nuances, raise the hand, and I will not skip. So Crypto Degen, go ahead. You are next to last.
Hey, yeah, how's it going? Sorry. Yeah, I hate to be the guy who, maybe is asking questions that have already been asked. I kind of came onto this call at the tail end of it, but I heard something about trading bots. So I just want to make sure I'm understanding correctly. Do you guys have bots that execute trades both in the NFT marketplace and then just on, pure, the more, I guess, cryptocurrency tokens? Is there any manual trading going on, or is it all done with bots?
Yeah. So we have several protocols in place right now. The NFT side of things is fully manually operated. We are looking to have some algorithmic input with time. But what our algorithms focus on right now is, as we've touched on, it's like sniping new token listings.
Right.
So they will watch every token that's released. These extremely high risk. Half of them are, 80% of them are scams, honeypots. You can't sell them.
Right.
Anything like that. So we have one that looks at that. That's named Pan, and Pan, looks to enter and exit with huge multiple returns, turning a penny into a dollar. We also have Dion, which is Dion is a mix of manual operation from inputs as well as automated operation looking for dips. So, Dion has a lot of things that she will look at, but specifically it'll be, volume, price action. If you have something like Satyama go down 30% in an hour or even less, Dion might open a position. And if it keeps dipping, Dion might buy even more. Dion might buy even the dip that Pan creates. So Dion focuses more on larger mid caps. And then there is manual input there where we also have traders entering positions or entering inputs specifically for Dion sometimes as well to say, if it reaches this point, enter here. So there is like a level of manual intervention as well on that side. But yeah, NFTs are not automated in any way now, but we are looking to expand into that avenue. We're automation is an amazing facet of this space to be able to
Right.
utilize, because humans were only awake for so long and we are fallible, and
Right.
things like that are not. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, and then how is it that the profits are distributed back to holders? Is it through reflections on the buy side? Is that correct, or is there?
So yeah, so the profits are returned to holders actually just through the manual reflections. So our contract is very unique in that we're able to purchase our tokens at market and then distribute all of them manually to holders. So if we had $500,000 of profit in a day when our treasury is 100 million, we could take $250,000 of that. We could buy ACYC at market, which increases the price, and then we can actually distribute the entire quantity of ACYC tokens to holders. So as a holder, your balance is just always automatically increasing. You don't need a stake or claim, and it's both from volume as well as from us manually distributing those profits.
Okay, nice. And what was my other question? Is ACYC inflationary, or is it deflationary?
It's just a fixed supply. So
Fixed
we
supply.
don't have a burn and we don't have any inflation. We built our contract from the ground up to not have inflation. A burn with a reflecting protocol is a concern in the long run because those wallets exponentially grow and exponentially reflect more and more. And a black hole is a good thing until it sucks up everything else.
Right.
We didn't want to introduce any burn, so we actually wrote the contract to be fully non-inflationary.
Okay, interesting. All right. Well, yeah, no, I appreciate you answering those questions. It sounds like you guys are doing some really really cool things. So I'll probably be
Well,
looking to
thank you.
buy.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, great. Glad that you came up. And thank you for asking the questions. I think we have boring nuance has definitely been raising the hand for a while here. Let's see. All right. We lost boring nuance for a sec. I will then take Pharaoh here. Oh, and boring is back. I will invite him to speak as well.
Okay, can you all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now, boring.
Yeah, all right. So just want to say I love the mechanics, love how focused everybody is on ultimate goal being profits here, and I think everybody's really level-headed. One question I did have is, with all that in mind, the level-headedness, I know that we had some kind of like drama flare up over Twitter over the past few days, and I think that's nothing really. But as the protocol grows and probably eventually gains more attention, I was wondering if you all have a strategy on how to handle PR and legal things and things like that, if that's something that's kind of centralized on your team or just kind of people are going to deal with it as it comes up.
Right. So yeah, there's always going to be dissent or contention, with any protocol or anything that we do, decisions that we make. And our way of engaging with that is, we interact with the community first of all. We talk to the community and get a pulse on, their position in things, as well as having our own internal discussions. We do have legal counsel as well. We have great legal counsel with many years experience in law. And yeah, as we grow, obviously, cultivating a intelligent discourse with things like that, taking the high road, is something we want to employ, and never to put ourselves in a position of liability in any way.
Yeah, just to add a bit to what Bob said, community and to PR to some extent is also an area that I'm actually helping around the team on. So hopefully with me and of course with Box and the other team, we could tackle on the PR side, especially our community management and in the long run, of course, part of marketing as well and other stuff related to how we bring exposure to ACYC.
And I actually, sorry to interject, I did remember I had one more question.
Sure.
How large is your treasury currently, and do you know, like on a month-to-month basis, how it's performed? In terms of just the ROI.
Right. So right now, I think our treasury is sitting right around or above 2.5 million. Some of what is in there isn't summed up. The returns by percentage, we're coming out with our aggregated performance soon, coming the middle of this month. We've only been around 30 days and we've only been farming for half of that. So we don't want to speak too early and prematurely on our returns, but they've been very significant. Our yield farming has been consistently operating with, plus 200% APY. Our NFT portfolio, which has only been around a little over a week, is already up 50% on over 50% realized on 100 ETH. So overall, the Treasury has been performing, excellently. I don't have a percentage figure to give you at this point. We've been waiting to put that data together because we're really about accuracy and information rather than building that hype. But yeah, we've been performing very, very well.
Because what really caught my attention is when you got that 75,000 or whatever it was.
Yeah, 750x, 850x.
So, do you have how much capital was deployed? Like, do you have the number for that? Like, was that like $1,000 trade?
Yeah, that'll be included. Certain details will be included. That's specifically with Pan, and as we've said, Pan flips a penny to $1. So Pan is not working with extremely high inputs. Right. Pan is working with get in, get out quickly. But Pan has had many of those returns. That's sort of the thing. There's countless tokens that perform that way in a week if you're able to get in early as Pan is. So
right.
Yeah, so Pan is not using large inputs on these transactions, but Pan is doing them consistently and yielding heavily for us. So yeah.
Absolutely. Perfect. I appreciate your answer. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And I think right there, I will take Pharaoh, but this is the last speaker now because it is getting too long and we want to be able to put this on YouTube and have people listen. So just Pharaoh, and then we will end it right here. And then, yeah, to touch on just while we wait for Pharaoh, those flips that Pan does, the exponential flips, they go to all of our investment strategies go into Titan, our farming protocol, to leverage those gains. So it's all about taking the money and turning it into more money. Yeah. Just got Pharaoh here connecting. If it doesn't work out, we will just end it. We're always, in the Discord available for questions. We are going to be moving our spaces to once a week. We want to be able to have these spaces become, be more substantial for you guys. Also give us more time to work on the back end of things and not, oversaturate what's going on. But, we're always around for communication with the community, be it in Discord, on Twitter, anywhere else. We're always around. So, yeah. It looks like Pharaoh might be having some trouble. Yeah, Pharaoh dropped off. So we'll just end it here. I think this was a great way to introduce you guys to some members of the team, new and old. We're very bullish on who is here. We're very bullish on what's happening on the back end. And we're very excited to, continue into 2022 with ACYC. So thank you guys all for tuning in. I think we can wrap it up now.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Box and Nate and RB and Lexo.
Yeah, thank you, Clerk, and everyone else.
Yeah, thanks to everyone who listened.